Some battles don't begin with action. They begin with waiting, with silence, with the kind of stillness that settles in when everyone sees the problem, but no one knows how to move past it. This is where the story known as David and Goliath begins, not with a battle, but in the valley. The valley is not just a place on a map. It's the space between where you are and where you're meant to be. It's where fear echoes the loudest, where doubt gathers momentum, where every day feels like a repeat of the one before it. In the valley, people talk about the problem endlessly. They analyze it. They rehearse worst-case scenarios. They convince themselves that waiting is wisdom, when really it's fear wearing a mask. And the longer they stand there, the bigger the problem seems to grow. Because when no one steps forward, fear feels permanent. But valleys were never meant to be homes. They are places you pass through, not places you surrender in. Every valley has a voice, and in this one, the loudest voice belonged to the giant. The giant didn't whisper his presence. He announced it, day after day, morning and night. He stood tall, armored in confidence, speaking with certainty, not because he was invincible, but because intimidation works when no one challenges it. The giant wasn't just a man. He was a representation, fear with a microphone, doubt dressed up as truth, the problem that keeps reminding you how small you feel in comparison. Giants love repetition. They say the same things over and over until you start to believe them.
You can't win. You're not strong enough. This is bigger than you.
And the more people listened, the more powerful the giant seemed. But here's the truth the giant never tells you. His strength depends on your silence. What made the giant dangerous wasn't just his size. It was the reaction of the crowd. The soldiers were trained, skilled, capable. They knew how to fight, yet they stood still. Not because they lacked strength, but because fear has a way of rewriting reality. Each day they watched. Each day they waited for someone else to move first. And slowly a quiet agreement formed, unspoken but powerful. If no one else is stepping forward, maybe this really is impossible. Fear spreads fastest in groups. It becomes normal, acceptable, even reasonable. Soon, courage feels reckless, and inaction feels wise. The crowd didn't lose because they were defeated in battle. They lost because they surrendered in their minds. And the most dangerous place to lose a fight is before it ever begins. David didn't arrive with an announcement. No armor clanking, no title preceding his name. He came doing something ordinary, delivering food, checking on family, minding his responsibility. And yet, purpose has a way of finding you when you're faithful in small things. David heard the same voice everyone else heard. He saw the same giant. He stood in the same valley. But something was different. What terrified the crowd disturbed him. Not because he was fearless, but because he recognized something was out of order. The giant wasn't just insulting the people. He was challenging their belief, their identity, their trust in something greater than fear. David asked a question no one else was asking. Why is everyone accepting this? He wasn't the strongest. He wasn't the most experienced. He wasn't even supposed to be there. But calling doesn't ask permission. It interrupts your routine and invites you into responsibility. Before David ever stepped forward, a battle was already taking place. Not in the valley, but in the mind. David didn't measure himself against the giant. He measured the giant against what he knew to be true. He remembered moments no one else saw. Quiet victories, private battles, lions, bears, nights spent protecting what mattered when no one was watching. Faith is built in obscurity. It grows when no applause is present, when the only witness is perseverance. David's confidence wasn't arrogance, It was memory. Memory of survival. Memory of provision. Memory of strength showing up when it was needed most. While others asked, "What if I fail?" David asked, "What if this is why I'm here?" Because faith doesn't wait for certainty. It moves with trust. The moment you decide to step forward, resistance often follows, not from the giant, but from the people closest to you. David was questioned, dismissed, told he didn't belong in the conversation. "You're too young. You don't have the experience. Go back to what you know." Even the king tried to help, but help that doesn't fit can become a burden. Saul placed armor on David that looked impressive but felt unfamiliar, heavy, restricting, unnecessary. And that's how misaligned advice works. It's well-intentioned, but it weighs you down. David recognized something important. What protected others would slow him, so he chose to remove what wasn't his, because not everything offered to you is meant for you. David didn't search for new weapons. He reached for what was familiar, a sling, 5 smooth stones, tools shaped by repetition, not spectacle. What looked small to others had been refined through practice. Every stone represented experience. Every movement carried muscle memory. Every moment spent tending sheep had been quietly preparing him for this one. There is power in using what you already have, not what looks impressive, not what earns approval, but what you know how to wield with confidence. Obscurity trains precision, routine sharpens instinct, and consistency builds readiness. David wasn't under-equipped. He was exactly prepared, because purpose doesn't require more tools. It requires trust in the tools you've already mastered. David didn't hesitate. He didn't wait for permission. He moved. Step by step, he entered the valley. The giant laughed, mocked him, tried one last time to shrink him with words, because fear always tries to speak right before it loses its grip. But David didn't argue. He didn't defend himself. He didn't explain his confidence. He ran forward. Courage isn't loud. It's decisive. With steady hands and focused breath, David released the stone. In that moment, everything aligned: faith, preparation, motion. The valley went silent. The stone met its mark, not because it was powerful, but because it was precise. And just like that, the giant fell forward. What had towered over the valley now lay still on the ground. But the truth is, the giant didn't fall in that moment. He fell the moment fear stopped being believed. Victory is rarely sudden. It's usually decided long before anyone sees it. The giant fell when David chose faith over hesitation, when preparation outweighed intimidation, when movement replaced waiting. The valley didn't change. The mindset did. And when one person stands up to fear, everyone watching realizes it was never as powerful as it claimed. The fall of the giant wasn't just a defeat. It was a revelation. This story was never just about David, and it was never just about a giant. It's about the moments in your life when fear stands in front of you, loud and convincing, telling you to stay where you are. Your giants may not wear armor. They may look like exhaustion, self-doubt, financial pressure, a diagnosis, a season that feels heavier than you expected. But like David, you already carry more strength than you realize. You've survived things you didn't think you would. You've developed skills in quiet places. You've built resilience without applause. And the valley you're standing in now is not your ending. You don't need to become someone else. You don't need better tools. You don't need permission. You need belief and the courage to move. Because when faith steps forward, giants fall, and what once intimidated you becomes the very proof that you were ready all along.